He noticed that their mixing, they did not mix together. Then he touched the other water and realized it was cold, extremely cold. To him, he had discovered something that was very, very important. One side of the water is cold, the other side is warm. And he wanted to find out at all cost why that temperatures differ.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to Style and Soul. If you're just joining us for the very first time, hola, welcome. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you for joining us again. Come with me, let me show you Ikogosi Warm and Cold Spring. I'm very sure you've heard about this warm and cold spring and all the myths about it, the stories. You might not have heard every single detail. But today I'm going to be uncovering every single thing you need to know about the warm and cold spring that never mix with each other. And our tour guide today is Ruth. She will be giving us all the juicy stories, all the juicy details we need to know. You already know that this warm and cold spring are human beings, the father, the son, the two wives, the children. Basically, you're going to be hearing all these stories right about now. Let's dive in. Let's dive straight in. Apparently, this water was discovered about 700 years ago by a hunter named Ogongong. But you know what? Because of the names, and you see this woman here named Ruth, she is a very good storyteller. And her demonstration and everything, I feel like you will get the story much better if you hear it right from her mouth. So we're going to let her tell us the story, extra detail you might need to know, or that I think you would need to know about this place.
By
Can we start
hunter.
with the story
Yes,
so that you
please.
explore
I
the
would like
meaning
to
by
hear the
yourself?
story.
So, discovered about 700 years ago by a hunter called Ogongong. Ogongong means targets or sharpshooter. But he doesn't have a gun. He can send that charmed rod, to go on errand and kill animals for him. He will simply throw the rod. The rod will be bouncing, gong, 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 gong. I was sure of killing that animal. Charm. That hunter was an indigenous of religion. He must have used something to shut him down into this forest. Something Yoruba would have called a big hand of offer. And when he got here, in search of animal, he was hearing the rush of water. And he became thirsty, he wanted to drink water, then he saw the colorless, odorless water. Curiosity made him to put his hand inside the water to sweet water and drink. He realized it was very, very warm. Then he realized that the other side was a water that was flowing on top of mud. He noticed that their mixing, they did not mix together. Then he touched the other water and realized it was cold, extremely cold. To him, he had discovered something that was very, very important. One side of the water is cold, the other side is warm. And he wanted to find out at all cost why that temperatures differ. He now decided to do something. He searched through the forest whether he will see somebody that can answer his questions. Just as you see me here now, I can answer questions. But there was nobody in that forest as at that time, or in this forest as at that time. They did something. As a Yoruba hunter, people says what we call iki. Iki is 16 pieces of cowrie shells. With the 16 pieces of cowrie shells, you only need to drop it and rearrange it and read meanings to the rearrangement or the readjustments. At that stage, it means he was consulting with a oracle called Ifa. Ifa will now respond to him because that thing he dropped on the floor is was like a mathematics formula. You are given a formula and you are given a mathematics sum to solve. You already know the formula, so dropping it, maybe it's around 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. Then the readjustment will now make him to have a clue. From what Ifa now told him, Ifa said that the waters we are having here used to be human beings. They were 4 people.
Mm.
And
So it's
Ifa
the
now
Ifa that told him.
Ifa told him. In fact, the oracle told him that the springs used to be 4 people. And that's why we are having 4 springs representing the 4 people.
So this is Awele.
2 types of cold water representing 2 women.
I know you're
One was named Awele. Awele was dark in complexion.
Beautiful.
And beautiful. And she possessed a submissive attitude. She was gentle and calm, just like me.
Hey,
I
mama!
was going to say just like you.
Every woman wants to be called gentle. And the second woman was named Ainorosu. Ainorosu was fair in complexion.
This is Aina Rosu.
Then she always have mood swings. She was neither gentle nor haughty. So Aino and Awele, according to what Ifa told Ogongon the hunter, they used to be married to the same husband. And for the two types of one mother, one was the father, the other one was the son, the first son. The father was the husband of those two women. And the man was also an indigenous of Ile-Ife. When he married his two wives, he relocated to this forest so that he can make children from those women. And those children, when they are large in number, they will be the one to build his empire for him. I mean, we have to establish a town or a settlement through the wives and the children. And that was what he did. Then when he was relocating from Ile-Ife, he relocated to this forest to the left-hand side called the forest of Ikogosi. Ikogosi means settlement to the left-hand side. And that is what we now change to Ikogosi. So when he's relocated to this forest to the left-hand side, he must feed the wives and the children. He was a hunter, he was a farmer, he was a palm tapper. That's the main job he was doing in this forest was the job of traditional healing. He was a herbalist to the core. When you're talking of herbalist, you're talking of somebody that is making use of either warm or cold herbal medicine. But he was not into herbal medicine. God already created him with healing power within his